What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Wynand Crypto video. We have breaking news in the XRP world. We've got a fresh Eric Trump interview basically breaking down XRP's revolutionary impact on global finance. Plus, check out this older footage of Don Jr. sitting with BitBoy discussing XRP's critical role. And that's not all. The Kenya Bankers Association is showing massive XRP adoption across Africa. We'll also dive into explosive stablecoin growth, PayPal developments, and crucial OCC regulations on digital assets in the US. So stick around for some mind-blowing revelations at the end that you absolutely cannot miss. Let's jump right in.
That's probably the two, and the willingness to again say yes. Back to the first part of our interview, the willingness to actually look forward and realize that the modern financial system is broken, it's slow, it's expensive, and there's nothing that can be done on blockchain that can't be done better than the way that the current financial institutions are working. SWIFT is an absolute disaster. There's not a week that goes by that I'm either trying to send out a wire on a Friday afternoon or trying to receive a wire on a Friday afternoon. You're worried if you're going to hit that 4 o'clock cutoff time, where you might not see your, whatever funds you're supposed to be receiving in the ordinary course of business, for another 72 hours or whatever it might be. It's insane. Why do banks work 9 to 5, with a long lunch break, Monday through Friday? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's you could go try and get a mortgage in the United States or really anywhere else around the world, but you and whoever your spouse is, you could sit there for 90 days, 120 days going through and know your customer with a bank that's literally been your banker for the last 25 years, and it takes you 120 days to get a mortgage to buy a house. By the time you get the mortgage, the house that you want to buy is already gone, and your dream's already imploded. Like, this isn't modern finance. This is incompetence. Try and transfer money across the world. You want to go buy a watch. You want to go buy a car. You want to go, do whatever it is. The banks take half of that. You have currency conversion rates. You have all sorts of things. You have to find a branch bank in a country with a banker you've never spoken to before. You don't even know if they're, a real life banker or if they're a fraudster. Whereas you can open up a DeFi app right now. You can open up, any cryptocurrency app, and you can send money wallet to wallet instantaneously without the expense, without the variability. Our banking system is broken. Our banking system is antiquated. Our banking system favors the ultra wealthy. And what actually got me into it is the fact that I realized our banking system, it was weaponized against the vast majority of people in our country, either the people that don't have the zeros on their balance sheet or people who might have worn that red hat that said, "Make America Great Again." And it forced me into the crypto world. And I'm telling you, if the banks don't watch what's coming, they're going to be extinct in 10 years.
Eric Trump is seriously calling out the current financial system. He's faced some major obstacles and clearly feels the establishment has worked against him previously. Just listen to what he's saying here about being debanked and all of those headaches. Now think about this. How many problems did Eric mention that crypto directly solves? Moving instantly instead of only from 9 to 5, transferring assets worldwide 24/7, 365 days, even during holidays, all with minimal fees. Every single issue he brought up can be addressed using Ripple and XRP, right? Sure, other platforms like HBAR and Algorand offer solutions too, but don't misunderstand me. I support all of these technologies, but after examining everything thoroughly, XRP still represents my strongest path to financial independence. Now check out this older footage. I know BitBoy's dealing with some serious challenges lately. Generally hope he overcomes whatever midlife situation he's navigating.
Also got coins like XRP that are working to change the banking system. XRP is a coin that, what they're trying to do is make it to where they can do international cross-border payments much faster. So Bitcoin and XRP are both what we know as networks of value. So SWIFT system that runs the banking system right now, the international transfers, cross-border payments, it's a network of information. So when something is happening on the SWIFT system, somebody's got to come in on the back end and do all the work.
Yeah.
Well,
so if you're dealing with time differences and everything else,
100%.
like you would in an international transaction, that creates the headache.
Well,
or the time lag, really.
Well, it's 5 to 7 days is how long it takes for these things to actually settle. With XRP, it settles in 30 seconds because it's a network of value. You're literally sending the value through that network.
I witnessed firsthand how BitBoy initially opposed Ripple and XRP before gradually recognizing their legitimate value proposition. The fascinating part, when they recorded this conversation, Ripple was merely a cross-border payment company, not yet the NYDFS-approved stablecoin trader behind RLUSD, not a partner helping banks develop their own XRP ledger-based stablecoins. These new stablecoins flooding the XRP ledger are dramatically boosting liquidity. Additionally, Ripple wasn't offering custody solutions at this point. Financial institutions demand reliable custody infrastructure for their crypto offerings, and Ripple now delivers exactly that, allowing banks to implement ready-made solutions within weeks rather than reinventing everything themselves. That's revolutionary. So next up, the Kenya Bankers Association and ISO 222, leading us into the next industrial revolution.
The ISO 20022 upgrade is one of our key strategy as far as automation of the payment ecosystem. The upgrade of the ISO 20022 creates the ISO 20022 upgrade is one of our key strategy as far as automation of the payment ecosystem. The upgrade of the ISO 20022 creates an infrastructure that leads us into the fifth industrial revolution, which encompasses issues around system interoperability, secure systems, and real-time systems. The ISO 20022 gives us quite a number of benefits. One of the key benefits is global interoperability. The Kenya KBA ACH system will be able now to integrate with any ACH globally and any payment system that is out there. It also creates an opportunity for rich data, which creates an opportunity for more analytics and real-time data analysis. Big data is here with us, and the ACH creates that opportunity. Thank you very much.
It's remarkable. I've been emphasizing ISO's importance to the emerging monetary system daily, but when organizations like the Kenya Bankers Association independently validate these benefits with identical messaging, you realize we're witnessing the dawn of genuine financial revolution. The key question is, do you want to participate? This journey will include disappointments, losses, and volatility that might tempt you to abandon crypto altogether. However, if you maintain perspective, control your emotions, and embrace the long-term vision, understanding this isn't about overnight wealth but sustained growth, you're positioning yourself among the biggest winners in the new financial landscape. Right here, right now, retail investors have an advantage before institutions fully enter. Currently, institutions primarily buy Bitcoin and perhaps Ethereum, but with upcoming spot ETFs for Solana and XRP, massive institutional adoption is inevitable. I'm determined to establish my position before these big players arrive, and I will. XRP has already undergone successful testing under South Africa's exchange control regulations from 1961, administered by the Reserve Bank's Financial Surveillance Department, specifically for cross-border asset payments, all fully documented. This demonstrates global implementation progress, and look here, Ripple XRP. Zago evaluated regulatory frameworks for crypto assets, focusing specifically on Ripple. If you recall my video from last week or earlier, Crypto Eddie highlighted how Zago launched 6 new stablecoins on the XRP ledger recently. That's an enormous advantage as you're witnessing countries worldwide testing, implementing, and expanding this technology. Here's a section about XRP and exchange control regulations between South Africa and the United Kingdom. I've muted this video to avoid copyright issues with their music, but look at this interface. There's the Send Stablecoins button, USDC options, and direct connections to bank accounts. They've included crypto wallets too. This bridges the new stablecoin ecosystem with traditional ACH banking, extremely promising for mainstream adoption. Here's the interesting perspective I want to share. This person suggests Bitcoin might have been created by intelligence agencies. Listen to their theory.
It's like the truth on the event that we may not discuss. It was originally 99% effective, then it was 75, then it was 55. They slowly leak the truth until you realize it's a complete klutz, misnomer. Bullshit. And in the same way in Bitcoin, it clearly was, for me, a dark state operative setup for the digital thing. There is no Satoshi Nakamoto, there's no Santa Claus. Never believed that for 1 minute. Exactly. For all the tea in China, that there's this benevolent guy who created all of this stuff, disappeared into the ether, can't be found, can't be traced. It's just a guru. It's like we created baby Jesus all over again. only his money Jesus, and all the adults are meant to buy this. I mean, I've just seen too many psyops. I'm too aware on this. I'm not buying it for a moment. So it's an absolute creation. There was the 96 document. Anyway, there's enough evidence. We don't have to drill down on it.
Exactly.
So the whole point that BlackRock, who is actually the financial new world order, in essence, it's the financial arm, one of the biggest arms, also controlled by the City of London and all investors, owns most of the banks by large dominant shares, State Street, all of them. All these various brands are essentially controlled by a handful of families. So the fact that they were just slowly coming around, and they said, okay, now we need to give this a bit more emphasis. It's been in a long bear market. We're rethinking our stance on this. It's the same as the Fed. The central bankers jaw markets, and they say certain things. Often it's deception. Sometimes they may even choose to say the truth if it helps, if it supports what they're wanting to do.
Back to our discussion. Could Satoshi be connected to a 3-letter agency? Possibly. Will we ever know definitively? Uncertain. Such a revelation might collapse Bitcoin's entire market, since many supporters embrace it specifically for its anti-government, anti-establishment characteristics. Bitcoin's appeal lies in its fixed supply and resistance to manipulation, and would imagine discovering a government actually created it. Would enthusiasm increase, knowing a federal agency potentially built backdoor access? Highly doubtful. Moving on to crucial regulatory developments, the OCC has issued a policy update stating banks can now buy and sell their customers' crypto assets held in custody. This new directive from the US national banking regulators confirms institutions can outsource crypto custody and execution to specialized third parties. This validates exactly what I've been explaining about Ripple's custody solutions. Banks will partner with Ripple, Fireblocks, and similar providers for crypto custody infrastructure. They've observed Coinbase generating billions for crypto custody services and trading fees. Now traditional banks want their piece of this profitable market. It's happening right before our eyes, you guys, with the OCC confirming regulated banks can participate provided they follow regulatory frameworks.
More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services is not a trend. It is a transformation. Here at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, we confirm that national banks and federal savings associations may engage in certain cryptocurrency activities responsibly in order to serve their customers. OCC-regulated banks may provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets, all on behalf of their customers. The banks we supervise also may buy and sell cryptocurrencies they hold in custody at their customers' direction. Additionally, these banks may provide other custody services, including record keeping, tax, or reporting services for their customers. OCC banks may use a sub-custodian to provide the same services, subject to appropriate third-party risk management practices. While a range of cryptocurrency and digital asset activities may be performed by banks and their third parties, I want to be clear that the OCC expects these activities to be conducted in a safe and sound manner and in compliance with applicable law.
Remember this perspective. $1 billion sound massive, but we're building something 62,000 times larger as $62 trillion US stock market equivalent. When people ask, Wynand Crypto, what other assets should I consider? I recommend examining Ondo, Quant, and Flare, which is gaining serious momentum. There are countless amazing opportunities available today to participate in this financial revolution. Thank you so much for joining me. If you made it to the end, please smash that like button, share the video with fellow crypto enthusiasts. If you want to long or short XRP, go to Wynand Crypto, and on this video, you're going to find a link to sign up to BTCC to be able to trade Bitcoin and XRP and other cryptocurrencies. And you guys, with BTCC and only my BTCC link, you can get a limited time $10,000 bonus on your first deposit. This is where I open all of my long positions and all of my trades. I think it's a fantastic place to be trading, so make sure to use my link down in the description below if you want to sign up and start trading XRP. I would be really thankful if you guys support my small channel with just moving your funds from your old trading platform to BTCC and then just racking in that huge bonus. It helps you and me. And if you own XRP, do your part, show your support. I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Until the next time, Wynand Crypto out.